Happy St. Patty's Day. We're going to talk about food tonight. We're going to play you the best video ever. We're going to talk about two different justice systems in the great Michael Malice. All that's coming up on I'm Right. Welcome to I'm Right. Let's talk about the system. You know, violence is horrible, is it not? I hate it. You hate it. It's ugly. It's ugly. No one likes it. And when you look at the history of the world and you look at violent uprisings that have happened, civil wars, massive rebellions, things like that, there is a pretty consistent theme with almost all of them, with almost every single one of them. And that theme is this. There is a segment of the population, large or small, a segment of people, and they feel as if they cannot get justice. They feel as if there is no recourse at all. Even if justice isn't blind, and justice has never been blind, there at least it needs to be the illusion that things are fairly even out there. That if I am wronged, that I'll be able to seek justice through legitimate means. If I come home today and I find out somebody has punched my wife in the face at the gas station, well, we live in a society where I'm expected to pick up my phone, call the police, and expect that the police will go find the person who punched my wife, put him in handcuffs, throw him in a dark hole for a while. That's my expectation. Now, what if that doesn't happen? Not just to me. What if that's the norm? I come home, someone's punched my wife, I call the police, hey guys, go arrest this guy. And they go, yeah, right, no thanks, click. And that's not just a one-off. What if that becomes a consistent thing? Whenever someone is wrong, we pick up the phone, call the cops. Oh, we're not doing anything. How does that end? Does it end with no justice? Or does it end with me having to go knock on somebody's door and handle it in my own way? Well, that's a small level. On a macro level, societies need to feel like justice can be had. And I think this Jussie Smollett story is actually bigger than people think. You see, Jussie Smollett, everyone knows the story by now. It's kind of hilarious. We've laughed about it before on this show. He's some jerkwater actor nobody really knew, does a fake hate crime on himself at 2 a.m. in Chicago, claims he was attacked by MAGA supporters, and it was obvious the story. The system tried to tell you it was real right off the bat, but even that fell apart in less than 24 hours. We're all looking at the news saying, that doesn't seem right at all. So it falls apart, obviously, and then charges were dropped against him, and then that looked so bad that they decided, hey, we got to step in and do something, because it was obvious to everyone he'd committed a crime. It's a crime to lie to the police like that. And finally, he had his trial, and he just got convicted, got sentenced to 150 days in jail for a very obvious crime. I mean, it's one of those ones, it's a no-brainer. Everyone can see it, everyone knows what happened, it's very, very obvious. Okay, so it's good, right? Justice is done. He's going out to spend 150 days in jail. Don't lie to the cops. Good lesson learned, right? Well, here's the Black Lives Matter co-founder, Patrisse Cullors. She put out this call.
Cullors here. I'm just logging in because I'm in Chicago and was able to see Jussie today. And he's strong, but what's happening inside is it's just unacceptable. We just need folks to keep tagging Free Jussie, keep posting. We need folks to call the jails and check up on him, but also say that you think he should be freed.
Okay. Well, no big deal, right, Jesse? It's just some idiot, some Black Lives Matter communist saying to free him. Yeah, except he's out now. He's out. Boop. Out on bond, pending his appeal. Guy spent about 15 minutes in jail. Now, if this was some isolated one-off incident, it would be nothing, right? Okay, so corrupt prosecutor, maybe corrupt judge, who knows, some corruption in there. But no, this has been a consistent theme, especially over the past few years in this country. If you're part of the left in any way, you are protected and coddled beyond belief by the system. But if you're not part of the left, If you're not part of the system, if you're not part of the acceptable in crowd, well, you get very much the opposite treatment. Look no further than the January 6th protesters. Okay, look, some of these people just simply wandered into the Capitol. Many of them, there's several eyewitnesses, several videos that are out there that show this. Many of them felt like they were welcomed in. The cops stood by and kind of waved them on in. And these people, many of these people who committed no acts of violence, their lives have been destroyed. I take that back. Destroyed is probably not fair. Some of their lives have ended. Matthew Perna, not even in his 40s yet, just killed himself. Several of these people are in medically terrible situations. Several of them have lost their jobs. Most of them have lost their jobs. Some have lost their wives and husbands. What we've done to these people is not just absurd. When you compare it to the treatment of people on the left, it's flat out criminal. Oh, don't get me wrong. One of them definitely paid the ultimate price. Michael Byrd, he of course pulled out a weapon and shot Ashley Babbitt, shot her and killed her right in front of a bunch of people. He paid the price. He got interviewed by NBC. No wrongdoing, no nothing. He got to do a cushy interview with NBC to pad his resume and make himself look good, and he's free as a bird today after shooting someone in the face who posed no danger to him whatsoever. Now, maybe you're sitting there saying, Jesse, those two things are different. January 6th people committed a crime. Look, none of that matters. Actually, your opinion on either of those stories, Smollett or January 6th, don't matter at all. My opinion of this doesn't matter at all. What you have to understand is a narrative is being built. A consistent narrative is being built in the minds of half this country, and they believe they cannot get justice. They believe if you're on the left, you get off scot-free, and if you're on the right, you're going to have the book thrown at you. And that is a dangerous situation. When you have this simmering, seething anger from the right, and they believe there's no justice to be found. Hey, thanks so much for watching the first on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.